This is what people have been waiting for all night. Dude, first of all, just gotta say, huge fan. So excited to meet you. I got the CKY 2K tape in the year 2000 when I was supposed to graduate from high school. My parents sent me to BYU to like try and like get me to be a better Mormon, and I bought that tape and just showed it to everybody I could. And so like I've been like a huge fan ever since then. So this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, since then we've done 6 Jackass movies, 65 Viva Bam episodes, 3 CKY videos. I'm like, I think we've done it all. The last thing I need to do is just stick a hot poker up my ass and rip my fucking dick up. We've done it all.
You guys literally have done it all. When you got that first call for like, from going from like being a skateboarder and just kind of jacking, like goofing around with your friends, and then you get that call from MTV, like what was that moment like?
It was pretty crazy because I grew up across the street from a sewer factory, so I was like, you know, I was always getting picked on as a kid, and you know, never had a girlfriend really. And then when like the light switch, it was on MTV. You know, it was so fake because everybody was like inviting me to their party now, and I quit school the first day of 10th grade. Well, first of all, because I dared my buddy Chris Rabb to take a shit on a locker, and they gave out a $400 reward to anybody who has any, you know, knows who did it. So everybody just assumed it was Rabb because he's the only crazy fuck to do it. So when the principal was like questioning him, he broke and said that he did. So because I dared him and he got expelled, I felt at liberty to quit, which was a good thing because I already knew as soon as I got a skateboard, that's what I wanted to do, you know. And I'm like, I'm not going to get a job knowing that Columbus discovered America in 1492 and sailed the ocean blue. I need to go to fucking California and get skate magazines. And my guidance counselor sat me down and was like, so you think that you're going to quit school and become a professional skateboarder? I'm like, yeah, I know I am. He's like, well, what are you going to do if that doesn't work? I know it's going to work. Why not? Because I don't have a fucking plan B. I'm going to keep going until I get what I want. And then I returned 4 months later with a red Ferrari that Tony Hawk bought me when I was 15. And he directs traffic at the end of the day at school, so he goes, you stop, here you go. It was me with the red Ferrari, like,
Fuck yeah, that rules. So you go to California, you start skateboarding, you make a profession out of that. And one of the things I loved about the videos before we even got to like Jackass and stuff is like that was who my friends were, and it was like watching my friends go out and do dumb, silly shit, but like at the end of the day, you're still like, no matter how mad you are, you're still like buds again. And like what was like the moment for you when you're like, this is the dumbest idea, but it's going to be so funny?
Well, when I was filming CKY, it was professional skate tricks, and then I had these friends in school like Chris Rabb, Raytheon, Ryan Dunn, Brandon DiCamillo, my brother Jess, and they all didn't really skate, and I knew that I wanted them to be in the movie somehow, some way, whether it was funny skits or doing, you know, Jackass type stunts, which wasn't even called Jackass then. But I was like, how about you get this shopping cart and I push you full speed into a fucking pricker bush, you know? And then I mixed pro skating tricks with that, and it just worked out great. As a matter of fact, I was only making it for skateboarders, and then when my uncles who work at an auto body shop came in sipping on a drink, laughing their ass off, I'm like, I know this is for a bigger audience than just skateboarders. So that's when MTV discovered it and got a call from Jeff Tremaine, Spike Jones, and asked me if they could use my footage to create a pilot called Jackass. A pilot is something that you pitch to a network to see if they'll buy it, and they did. And a lot of them become not successful, but this became like real big.
Oh, dude, it caught like wildfire, man.
Yeah, damn.
I remember seeing the first commercial and being like, yeah, we'll do that later. Careful, he might get you pregnant. I remember seeing like that first ad and like knowing like I'm like, oh, those are my guys, and I was so pumped to watch it, and then you went from that to Viva La Bam, and like how did that like what was that process? And it was so brilliant to include your parents so much in Viva La Bam because it was just so fucking funny.
Well, with every show, especially with MTV, they always do this thing called a spin-off, which means they, you know, say they'll take Jersey Shore and then do a side show with Snooki or whatever. So they did Wild Boys with Chris Pontius and Steve-O, and then they gave me my own show called, I wanted to call it Viva La Bam. And they gave me the biggest budget MTV's ever done, still to this day. It was $300 grand an episode for 65 episodes. So
you guys used all 300 grand.
Oh yeah, I mean, on just blowing shit up, fixing it, flying people in, flying people out. I would actually have these sit-down meetings with a whole bunch of people with MTV, coming up with the craziest shit, just thinking that they would say no for sure. How about we make my house a castle with a moat and a drawbridge, and then we'll put a fucking elephant in there. I'll start feeding it apples, and then we'll paint my entire kitchen blue, have Slayer play, and then fucking drive my Hummer off the 600-foot quarry cliff. Boom, approved. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's a dream job right there.
Yeah, it really was. And now that I'm thinking, you know, I've had the pleasure to do the Guinness Book of World Records longest Florida shuffle. If you don't know what that means, it means when you get fucking 5150 Baker acted or Marchman acted, which I had the pleasure to do all three. It means you have to do 90 days in a treatment center. And when the interventionist knows that you have good insurance, they'll find reasons to keep you there for fucking eternity. So I would be in there for 88 days of it. I'm getting out in 2 days. Fuck yeah. He'd walk in and be like, dude, you've been rocking those same jeans for like 4 days. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to get any fucking pussy around here. I don't give a fuck. And he's like, that's bad hygiene. You're doing another 90 days in another place. Then I do 88 days again, and I'm like, I'm getting out in 2 days. And then I flick the cigarette out into a bush, and he walks out. The cigarette's smoking like any cigarette would. It was not up. He's like, you're gonna lit the whole national forest on fire. You're doing another 90 days in another. So I did 2.5 fucking years, $1,300 a night, $660,000, and I still cannot get out. And I had the pleasure to do the Looney Bin too. And when I'm in there, they declared me a schizophrenic, and I'm thinking, no, I'm not. But now that I think when you're in there yelling at your own sneaker saying, why didn't you marry me? And you're fucking barking like a chicken over there, and I'm sitting there saying, oh yeah, Billy Idol cut off the roof of my purple Lamborghini, and then I shipped it to Pyongyang, North Korea, because Kim Jong-il wanted to see it on the Gumball Rally, and then they're like, this guy thinks he has a fucking purple Lamborghini, he's friends with Billy Idol and Kim Jong-il, he's schizophrenic. Look it up on the interweb, it's fucking true.
You're like, I got the box set right here.
I know this guy's trying to marry his own sneaker, but I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
Made sense at the time.
Yeah. So we do want to do like a Q&A with some of the fans.
Yeah. I love this shit because I have no filter.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So if you want to ask a question, we'll start with you right here, sir. Come on up. We got to hear it in the microphone. Pass the microphone.
Hey Bam, big fan by the way.
Thank you.
So, Johnny Knoxville shot himself with a 45.
Yeah.
I thought that's what kickstarted Jackass. When did you guys meet during that?
We met shortly after that. They made the Big Brother video the same time they made CKY1. And they used that footage from the Big Brother video. He was doing the test of seeing how bad everything hurts from what a police officer would have to go through. So they had a taser gun, they had a stun gun, and then they had a real gun. And he tased himself, then he did the stun gun, and then shot himself at the end just to see what the worst painful thing was. But even having a bulletproof vest on, it's really gnarly to shoot yourself point blank like that. And that's the thing, you know, with Jackass, we do a lot of stunts that you're not in control of, such as getting trampled by bulls, and I can't control a hoof landing on my face. So I don't like doing shit like that. I like dropping in on a skateboard into a brick wall. I can figure out how to fall funny and make it look funny, but you know, when it comes to snakes, everybody knows I don't like snakes, and I got sabotaged in the situation because I do this thing called the Rocky where I have a glass of water and a boxing glove. I sneak up behind you, water, and then boom. So they're like, look how vulnerable Tremaine is behind that truck. Why don't you sneak into the truck and then go Rocky him? I'm like, hell yeah, now's the perfect time. So I walk into the truck only for them to create a 12-foot hole with 100 snakes in it. So I fell into the hole. If I would have known that that was going to happen, I'd be on the first fucking plane out of Orlando. But I realized why I'm terrified of snakes. Number one is because when you're on a Jackass set, you're never safe. So I'm always like, always on edge, even during lunchtime on a Hollywood set. That's when everybody can relax and eat. Not us. That's when a fucking macaroni and cheese bomb will blow up in your face, or a blue bomb will blow up in the toilet, in the porta potty, whatever. So, and the second reason is when I was 5, I was crawling through this little tunnel under a highway, just because that's what kids do. And right when it got dark, in the middle of it, this black snake came out and tried to bite me, and I went like that and popped my head, and it was gushing blood. It was the first time I saw blood, so must be a PTSD thing.
Damn.
Fuck snakes.
One of my favorite things, it was a simple thing, but antiquing was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
It was just such a simple thing to just take flour and just like bash your breath with it.
Actually, somebody mistaken me for Ryan Dunn a couple of years back. He walks up, recognized me from Jackass, but he goes, hold up. Ain't you that dude that got caught shoving that little Corvette up his ass? I'm like, first of all, you didn't get caught. It was Ryan Dunn. There was cameras everywhere. He knew definitely about it. But, yeah, that wasn't me. That was Ryan Dunn. And then, recently, I'm at the airport on a layover in Denver, and this black dude walks past me and double takes me, puts his eyeglass down, he goes, asshole. I'm like, what? Me? What the fuck did I do? And then he looks at me, he's like, asshole? Like a question. I'm like, do you mean Jackass? He's like, yeah, I love that show. I call asshole. Call Jackass.
Another spin-off coming soon, asshole. But we got another question. Okay, go ahead and give it to this guy. All right, what's your name, man?
Zach,
What's up, Zach?
what's going on, babe?
How you doing?
So, I've been watching you come back to skating,
Yeah.
and I kind of got back into it myself. How did it feel? I know, like, I watched a podcast with you, and you talked about how your legs were like rubber band.
Yeah. So, I'll sum that up. So in 2013, I was on this tour with my band Fuckface Unstoppable, and like, we were fucking hell, man. You guys think Motley Crue and Ozzy was like, dude, Ozzy's gnarly, he peed on the Alamo. My drummer came on the Alamo naked. Like, so,
Don't kick shame.
so basically, every night, band of 8 people, we get a hotel room. There'd be smoking, $500 smoking charge in 8 rooms times every night, 40 nights. We're the definition of hell, and I was waking up to like Adderall, booger sugar, whiskey with tea in it. So a little bit of healthy tea. And when I saw the doctor after the tour was over, he said my legs were like dry rotted rubber bands from alcohol abuse, and if you think you're going to skateboard again, good luck with that, which made me want to drink even more. But when I met this red hot fuck piece in Sunset Marquee, I overheard her talking. This is Danny Margera.
Hey, Danny, everybody.
And I overhear her talking, and she's like, listen, I'm 43, I'm Sicilian and Irish, born in Jersey, live in Florida. And I'm like, born in Jersey? I live in Philly over the bridge, I'm 43, I'm Sicilian and Irish, who the fuck are you? She's like, I'm a stretch coach. I'm like, stretch coach, that's exactly what I need. So, she told me to not listen to that doctor, and we stretch an hour a day, and within a month, I felt my legs completely coming back, and now they're like 100%, so I'm skating my fucking ass off, and that's all I really wanted to do, I've been in treatment for 2.5 years, and I've been to enough classes to teach me that alcohol is bad and it's not any good. But what are you going to do when you get out? I'm going to sip on a fucking White Claw, because fuck you. But but she gave me the ultimate ultimatum, her poussoir or the vodka. I'm like, shit, I really like vodka, but I'm definitely going to pick the first option.
Hell
So,
yeah.
there we are.
What was it like ending up in like a fucking video game, like when you found out you were going to be in Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
Yeah, so is what they do, which I didn't know at all. They put you in this fucking spandex outfit. I looked gayer than a lake of pink fish. Yeah, so spandex completely with all these like balls, like fucking Christmas balls all over you. And they made me do as many skate tricks as I could with like those cameras like the Matrix, like 40 cameras all around you, so they could get a 360 of your entire body to so they have your style. No, that's the thing about skating and Jackass. On Jackass, you're allowed to get fucked up before a stunt because it takes no talent to get into a wheelbarrow or get pushed off of a fucking roof into a bush. But with skateboarding, you can't balance on alcohol or drugs on a handrail, so it's a two-way thing. But you know, back in Jackass 2, they high-fived me for getting good press right when the movie came out, when I was drunk as hell at the LAX airport with brass knuckles. So my brother just got signed to Island Def Jam. They gave me brass knuckles with diamonds in it to say Island Def Jam. So I put it in my fucking bag, not thinking anything of it. There was a plastic tape bag with an iPod and brass knuckles. I put it through the X-ray machine. They're like, "You have brass knuckles?" I'm like, "Yeah, what of it?" They're like, "That's illegal in the state of California." I'm like, "Well, I'm from the state of Pennsylvania, so how am I supposed to know that?" I'm like, "Look, man, that's a $20,000 item, but I got to get on this flight. You can just have it, but they're like, you're going to jail, pal." So $20,000 later, I proved that it was a gift, and it got expunged. But they high-fived me for good press, and now, because we're older and we have to grow up and not drink, they considered me a liability for being drunk in front of a hotel room, and that was partially the reason why I wasn't in 4. And I'm glad I'm not in 4, because that shit sucked anyway. Just a bunch of fat guys with tongues.
Hey man, so I was watching a video the other day, and there's a bunch of buddies just listing off countries or states.
Yeah.
We were just listing, you know, the capitals.
Yeah.
Was that something you learned, or is that like geographically?
I was just always an A+ in geography, even in school. So I know the capital of every country, every state, can't be stumped.
That's something like
Greenland, did somebody say? It's Godfab, but some other people call it Nook.
All right, yeah.
Bam, you're the man. I just want to say thanks for inspiring skateboarding. You know, you're the fucking man.
Thank you.
How old were you when you like first put your feet on a skateboard?
I was about 6 years old. I was at the school bus stop in front of my house, and this dude just came hauling ass down the street on a skateboard and just ollied this manhole cover, but he just had like this purple ass grip tape with a chain lock, the fucking Thrasher hip kit, and like this rag hanging out. Like, that dude looked fucking awesome. What was that? And I found out it was a skateboard. I begged my mom to get me one, and then when I saw, you know, Tony Hawk on TV winning this contest, I knew exactly that's what I wanted to do. Because I don't like, I was a pitcher for a Little League team, and I was really good at it, but, and that's what my dad wanted me to do, but I didn't like being on a team, I didn't like the uniform, I didn't like wearing, and, you know, if you're the guy who didn't catch the ball and you lost the game, then you have a whole team saying, "Way to go, dickhead." So I like that. Skateboarding is a one-man sport. If you get last place, then you got last place. It's all your fault. But there's no team to fucking, you know, make you feel bad. So, you know, and plus skateboarding is endless. You could skate on anything, and you know, you could always invent new tricks forever.
Yeah, the creativity that goes into skateboarding rules. What's like a normal day for you, like these days? Like, what's like I feel like it's not that normal.
It's so fucked because every day is different. Like, if I told this to anybody who didn't know me, they probably would think that I was definitely lying. So what did you do today? Well, we had lunch with Molly Ringwald and John Cusack and Tommy Chong, and then we hopped on a flight to Hulk Hogan because he wanted to see this guitar rocker named Yngwie Malmsteen, and he asked me if I knew him. I said, of course I do. So we all went together to Clearwater, Florida. Then we packed up the Hummer with 300 paintings in it, only to drive to Daytona, skate with my friends Kevin Sykes, and then do a comedy show. It's a lot of things to do in a day. That's true.
Fuck yeah, made it to Daytona. All right, got any more questions from?
Hey, man, it's me again.
How you doing?
Quick question. Did Phil and your parents enjoy being on this show, or?
Yeah, they did. Just because, well, you know, everybody that I got involved obviously got paid. So, I mean, 65 episodes of any kind of money becomes a good amount. And, you know, my mom would stress knowing that, you know, I would be fucking with the house, or, you know, and she finally started to figure out that over time that anything that got ruined would eventually be replaced by MTV. So, you know, it kind of lost its feel towards the end of getting a good reaction out of her. But yeah, they totally enjoyed it. The only time Phil actually got mad was one fucking time. Out of all the things I've done, I said that I have to film you, do one thing, and all you have to do is say, "Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville, welcome to Jackass." And he's like, "Do you promise that you won't do anything to me because I'm not in the mood?" I'm like, "Yeah, I promise." So he goes, "All right, hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville, welcome to Jackass." And they just whack him with these bananas. And he's like, "Fuck this fucking shit, I quit the fucking show." And that was the only time he was ever mad.
This is a man who you beat the shit out on the toilet, you lit fireworks in his bedroom while he was sleeping, and the bananas were too far.
But I gotta tell this story. Semi-recently, I was in, I can't make this shit up. I'm in Istanbul, and I'm flying to Athens, Greece, and I'm sitting there on the plane, and this fan from Pakistan with a turban on and everything gets on the plane, and he double takes me and he points at me, and my name is Bam Margera, but in the Middle East it's Bam Margera. So he points at me, he goes, "Bum!" I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." He's like, "It's Bum!" I'm like, "Stop saying it, it's TV's Bam Margera." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, don't say Bum and point at me with your goddamn turban on." So the wait stewardess comes up and she goes, "Why is he pointing at you and saying Bum?" I'm like, "Because my name is Bam, and I'm on a fucking TV show on MTV, and he recognized me. My name is Bam Margera, but in his way, it's Bam Margera." So I don't have one of those things. He's just recognizing me from a TV show. That's all.
And one thing I think, like, you guys did so many funny things in Stunts, but the way you guys, like, actually talked to each other was fucking hilarious, too. Like, it's not like you guys were just doing stuff, like, your language, just, like, the way you, like, talk shit to each other was also fucking great.
I think it's called the Delco accent, which is Delaware County. It's a bit east of Philadelphia, and they pretty much talk like this. So my neighbor's from Delco, and as soon as I got the pleasure of getting the DUI, he's like, "Yo, Bam, I saw you on the news, man. You can't be acting like that." G-A-T. Yeah, you can't be acting like that. And we have a weird accent.
You do have a weird accent, but, like, even just, like, but you're also, like, clever and funny more than, like, I think you get credit for, too. And also, Don Vito, one of the craziest fucking son of bitches. I worked in radio for 11 years, and I know that he would be like he was kind of famous in that area because of radio shows, and then he made it onto your show, and it just, like, took it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
But what was that like, knowing, like, being, like, the nephew of the famous radio dude?
I mean, he was fucking hilarious nonstop. I mean, even off camera. I flew him to Europe for the first time, and he lands in Paris, and we're sitting there in the car driving by the Eiffel Tower. I'm like, "Look at the Eiffel Tower, isn't that beautiful?" He's like, "It looks like a fucking rundown Texas oil well. They should knock it down and build new." It's just so
Nothing impressive.
How about this old architecture? Isn't it beautiful? They should knock it all down and build new.
All right. You ready to wrap it up? Two more. Okay. We got 2 more questions. Okay.
Oh, God help me. Happy wife, happy life. She has a question, but I'm going to say it because she's hammered. Have you ever crossed paths from anybody from the Jersey Shore?
Actually, yeah. Ronnie from the Jersey Shore, I punked him. Obviously, Ashton Kutcher was the host, but they did a whole season with other celebrities doing it. So I did it, Tyler, the creator, and then that kid from fucking Twilight movie. But then they said it was Ronnie from Jersey Shore. So I'm like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. It was him walking into a convenience store, and I think it was exactly what they did to me, what Ashton did to me. So I walked into a my manager walked into a convenience store, and I'm sitting in the limo waiting. He asked me if I needed anything. I think I just asked for a V8, but he took 30 minutes to the point where I had to get out of the car to find out what's going on. So as soon as I open the door, it's locked, and then fucking 9 police officers come up, and they're like, put your fucking hands up. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, we know you're robbing this joint. I'm like, this place is getting robbed. My buddy's in there. So we pretty much just did the same thing to Ronnie that happened to me.
That's funny.
And he was a good sport about it.
All right, one last question. You got one more? Did somebody have one? I thought we had one more. I got one. Okay, we got one more. All right.
Sir, I was wondering if after this you wanted to go do some antiquing.
Antique. Well, I'm an early bedtime now. She makes up the rules, and you know what? All this time, you could say to go to AA meetings and this, that, and the other thing. All I needed was fucking structure, because I've never had a 9-to-5 job in my life. I never had any boss tell me what to do. So if I'm having fun here tonight, I'll stay up till the sun comes up. If I'm fucking painting, I'll stay up till the sun comes up. If I'm skating, I never had a bedtime. And, you know, now she created me a very structured schedule that's fun. You know, I wake up, I walk the dog, she stretches me for an hour, I look for a skate spot, and then, at the end of the night, I get the big reward of pushing her dinner in.
All right, keep it going for Bam Margera, everybody. He's doing the meet and greet next door. Yeah. They got that all set up.
Thank you.
So come on over if you got the meet and greet tickets. Keep it going for Danny.